MSUTV is on the air, bringing you the best student-produced educational, entertaining, and informative programming. Broadcasting out of Breckenridge Hall on the campus of Morehead State University, MSUTV is signing on.
Good evening and welcome to Newscenter. I'm Chris Nolan.
And I'm Adrena Anderson. This is your news for February 7th, 2013.
Over the winter break, Morehead State University's campus had a fire, sending 4 firefighters to the hospital. Newscenter's Adam Black has more.
What used to be the home to MSU's Office of Risk Management is now sitting empty, waiting for demolition. Dowling Hall, which was originally built as a dorm for student-athletes in 1967, caught fire Sunday, January 6, 2013, says Director of Risk Management Harry Gunn.
It was discovered by a lady that was jogging around the track on Sunday morning. And she called it in to the 911 to the city.
Gunn says it took multiple fire units to put out the flames, and in the process, 4 firefighters were sent to the hospital.
They went basically to the firewall that's in the building and worked towards the fire, going from room to room, tearing out the ceiling to make sure the fire wasn't in the attic area. And once they got down to the area where that the fire had started, a wall actually collapsed on 4 of them. They were taken to St. Clair and all released within 2 hours, so mostly contusions.
Gunn says the whole west wing of Dowling Hall was destroyed, including the State Trooper Dispatch Office.
The fire was started in the attic area, according to the State Fire Marshal's report, and it was on the west side of the building. So the side of the west side is the tennis court side.
The State Fire Marshal has put out a statement saying that the cause of the fire is unknown. Dowling Hall, along with Waterfield, were both scheduled for demolition later this year, and the fire does not affect the campus renovation plan, says Gunn. Reporting for Newscenter, Adam Black.
Terry White, who is the Interim Assistant Vice President for Facilities Management, says that MSU is in the process of getting bids for demolition and expect the project to be completed by early April.
The flames kept rising into the semester as a student's white PT Cruiser caught on fire in ADUC's parking lot. Marky Owens caught up with the student to discuss the fire.
MSU student Kirsten Moore started her first week of classes in a blaze.
I was pulling into ADUC to take care of some financial aid business and go to the bookstore, and I was backing into a parking spot which happened to be right next to Dean Kett's car. And I noticed like smoke coming from underneath my hood, but at first I didn't think it was my car. I thought it was like the truck that would pulled in front of me. But anyway, it was my car, and I tried to like tap my gas and like get away from like surrounding vehicles, and it just it wouldn't go anywhere. So I just threw it up in park and dropped my keys out and ran.
Firefighters worked hard to extinguish the flames. The fire is thought to be caused by mechanical failure. Newscenter asked about her reaction to this unfortunate situation.
At first I was like hysterical, like crying and kind of asking what I did to deserve it, because I was mad. Like my book bag and everything was in the front seat with my laptop, but maybe it was a blessing in disguise. I mean, everything's working out how it needs to be now, and I mean, I'm okay with it. Things happen.
Yeah. This is the parking spot where the fire took place. Moore said the pavement ended up cracking during the blaze. According to Chief James Frazier, once the fire was extinguished, the car was towed away to Fannon's Ashland for safekeeping. Reporting for Newscenter, this is Marky Owens.
Last week, Newscenter attended an art show entitled Process, featuring the works of one of Morehead State's own. Tyler McDaniel explores the process behind the paint.
Morehead State graduate assistant and professor Jonathan Nichols recently held his first solo art exhibition at the Rowan County Arts Center.
The name of the show itself is called Process, and the main body of work that I've been focusing on is this concept of showing an entire experience in a single image. So in a lot of the work I have here, I have different people doing different creative endeavors, from dancing, sculpture, ceramics, playing piano even, and music. And I just have the entire experience sort of shown using multiple hands, feet, and things like that to just represent the work that they're doing.
Jonathan said that the reaction to his exhibit has been positive, and the turnout has made him very happy. He went on to speak about how the exhibit came to be.
I've done a few drawing workshops and things like that around the community, so I thought this would be a good way to sort of show everyone around the community this sort of work that I do. So I approached the Rowan County Arts Center about it, and I just spoke to them about some of the work that I did and showed them some images and stuff.
Jonathan Nichols' next art showcase will be his graduate exhibit later this spring. Professor Nichols also had some encouraging words for others.
I think that you should just do whatever you're passionate about. For me, it was painting and drawing and just art in general, and so I decided to pursue that. So really just pursue what it is that you're passionate about.
Reporting for Newscenter, I'm Tyler McDaniel.
The haze on Elizabeth Avenue has been cleared, and tobacco users at Morehead State may be pleasantly surprised by the new tobacco policies on campus this semester. A mayor reporter investigates the new policies.
2009, the campus-wide ban of tobacco was initiated. The tobacco-free campus led students and faculty to utilize Elizabeth Avenue as an unofficial smoking section. The area of Elizabeth Avenue had issues with messes and loud noises with neighboring communities, which led to a petition to move students from that area to new designated smoking areas on campus.
Well, the President's office received a petition from the neighbors, or it was started by the people that live there on Elizabeth Avenue, but over 500 signatures included a lot of students, faculty, and staff for whatever reason, and it was presented that this was going to be a way for them to get designated smoking areas on campus.
The designated areas are equipped with benches, waste bins, and tobacco disposal bins. The areas can be found behind Baird and across from Lappin behind the Faculty House building.
In our meeting with the students, they talked about where they would like to see areas. They wanted an area that was in closer proximity to residence halls than even the Elizabeth Avenue corner was. That being for reasons of, at times in the evening or at night after dark, students who might be having their last cigarette before they go to bed at night wanted it to be closer to residence halls. They wanted an area there. We also thought it may be better if we broke it up and had one on each end of the campus.
The areas have resolved complaints and issues from the Elizabeth Avenue area, but along with issues resolved, more problems have ignited.
We are getting some pushback, if you will, from students, faculty, and staff who are in Baird Music Building, and we've looked at those issues and continue to monitor that area because of the saying that smoke is coming into the building. There is no air handling issue there. That's one reason we checked very specifically with the physical plant people about wherever we place these. Didn't want it to be in an area that would cause smoke to be drawn in through the heating and air conditioning systems, into the building, and the air handling issue. Our real hope would be that we could encourage our campus community members to be healthier and quit using tobacco products so that there wouldn't be a need, or as strong a need, to have these kinds of areas on campus.
Reporting for Newscenter, this is a Mayor Reporter.
We'll be right back after the break with a quick look at weather with Don Young and Newscenter Notices featuring Joyce Risk.
Director of the Star Theater here at Morehead State University, and I'd like to invite you to come out and join us for some of the great programs we offer in the Star Theater. Our programs are both educational with planetarium programs and entertaining with laser shows that feature artists such as Elton John all the way out to Metallica. So come join us at the Star Theater, located in the Space Science Center here on the campus of Morehead State University. And if you've got questions, go online to moreheadstate.edu/startheater.
Do you wish there was somewhere you could go for all your university-related purchases? Did you know that there is? The University Bookstore, located on the first floor of ADUC, has all of your answers. They have school supplies, art supplies, university apparel, and of course, textbooks. Be sure to stop by and visit the University Bookstore today.
Welcome back to Newscenter. I'm Don Young. Beautiful day outside right now. Temperatures in the low 60s, but pretty nice right now. We came close to beating the record, but not quite there. But yeah, sunny outside, really nice day. Gonna be seeing that kind of going away though, going into tomorrow and over the weekend. But as you can see, the record back in 1925 was 67, so just 7 degrees off from breaking that record. And luckily, way off from breaking the low back in 78 at -9. So I'm glad we're nowhere around that. Taking a look at your temperatures across the Commonwealth, you can see down in Bowling Green, temperatures around 67. Louisville, the Derby city, seeing temperatures around 67 as well. Moving up to the capital, Frankfort, temperatures around 63. Up towards Cincinnati, cooling off just a little bit, temperatures in the upper 50s. Over on our side of the state, temperatures around 61. Ashland also seeing those temperatures. Then as you get down into London, temperatures also a little bit lower at 57. Overall, pretty nice across the Commonwealth. As you can see, nothing going on your Doppler radar. Totally clear in the Commonwealth right now. But if you look up north, we're going to be seeing some storms moving into our area, and that could cause a little bit of a winter mix, but we'll have more on that here shortly. For now, let's take it back to the desk.
Well, today we have registered nurse Joyce Riss with us from Student Counseling and Health Services. Thank you for coming on the show today. What are some of the services that the health clinic offers students?
Well, the Clinic and Health Services is split into 2 separate divisions. We've got the Counseling and Health Services, or the counseling services, on one end and the health on the other. We work together a lot because the counselors will have kids who they need to get medicated. We'll have kids who come in to us who are having a hard time with sleeping and just adjusting to college life. So we will send them to the counseling services. And when I do MSU 101 classes, I quite often will tell the kids, you know, it's a little hard to get used to your roommate now, but before you throw your roommate out the window, come down and talk to the counselors. We may be able to make it a little easier for you to handle. So in the clinic, we do pretty much, we have acute diseases. So like today, if you get up and you have a sore throat, you can come in the clinic and get treated or seen for your sore throat or your cough. We also take care of chronic health issues such as high blood pressure. We maintain medications for those so that kids can not have to go back home to their family doctors to do those kinds of services.
Okay, well that's good. What kind of health screenings are provided for students here at MSU?
The screenings in the health side are pretty much done for the STDs. Mm-hmm. We have a big program for screening for student STDs, HIV, syphilis, gonorrhea, chlamydia, herpes. And on the counseling side, they do a lot of online screenings for mental health issues, eating disorders, those kinds of things. It's not as easily done in the health side to do those types of screenings, because when you come in, if you've got a list of complaints, we're going to do labs, and we have a full service lab. We send all of our labs to Quest Lab. So we'll order a bunch of labs for the kids who are sick, as opposed to sitting down with a pencil and paper and, you know, talking about how you feel, which is what the counseling service does for a lot of their screenings. So they have a tobacco cessation program. They have several different, like I said, the eating disorders, almost all those. We, at one point or the other during the semester, we go out maybe to ADUC and we just do paper screens as kids walk by.
Well, thank you for coming on the show today, and we really appreciate that information. And we'll be right back with a snippet look at weather with Don Young and Amberly Hines with Eagle Athletics.
How does my Morehead State help me?
How does my Morehead State help me?
How does my Morehead State help me?
Email, SkyDrive, Blackboard references.
Calendars, maps, news, weather.
It helps me truly connect to my students in and out of class.
It provides me with a tool to succeed in academics and tennis.
Using my Morehead State helps me to stay productive and organized.
At the Morehead State University Recreation and Wellness Center, have the time of your life getting in shape. Free of charge to all students.
Welcome back to Newscenter. Right now, temperature's sitting at around the upper 50s, lower 60s. Nice day outside. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to see that kind of tapering off, though, and moving into a little bit more wetter and a lot colder weather. Right now, humidity's sitting around 38%. Wind south-southwest at 12 miles an hour. Overall, pretty nice day, though, if you got to get out and enjoy the sunshine. Temperature sitting at around the mid to upper 60s across the whole state. Down in London and up in Covington, they're seeing temperatures in the upper 50s. But overall, about the same across the state. Frankfort, seeing temperatures around 63. And as you can see, as I mentioned earlier, on the Doppler radar, nothing going on across the Commonwealth right now. But you can see up in the top here, there are some storms moving in up from Illinois. And those are going to impact us some. There's actually a huge snowstorm, as you can see, up towards Michigan and covering it right now. I guess it's one of a record breaker, if you might say. And the New England area is going to be seeing a lot of snow from that up in the feet. So they should look forward to that. But it's looking like we're going to miss most of the happy, fun snow and mostly just get the rain showers from it. There will be probably a few snowflakes come off this, so we'll just have to get used to that. We're not out of winter yet. And as you can see further down south, they're also seeing some pretty major showers down in Georgia. So right now, we're kind of in this little gap where we're missing the weather. So we got lucky today, but it's not going to hold off forever. Over the weekend, definitely going to see some showers moving in tonight and into tomorrow, and kind of working its way out of the area into next week. As you can see those storms again on the satellite coverage, once again, we're just seeing, a few little clouds in our area from that southern storm, and up north, that's going to come in on us tomorrow as that other storm works its way out to the coast. Taking a look at your temperatures across the United States, you can see a lot cooler out west, obviously. Up in Wisconsin, temperatures around 25. Florida seeing some pretty nice temperatures, not quite up into the 80s, but very close, hairline. Texas even seeing some cooler temperatures, about the same as here actually, just mid-60s into the upper 60s. Overall, pretty nice in the south, very cold still up in the north. Now tonight, that's where we're going to see that wintry mix kind of moving in. Should mostly just be rain, but it might get cold enough to see a few snowflakes over tonight. Low's going to be around 33, so right there borderline with the freezing temperatures. Sunset around 6:10. And going back into tomorrow, we're going to see a high of 38, so 60 to 38, major difference in just a day. And again, should mostly be rain, but probably be more of a wintry mix going back and forth, just depending upon where you're at. And should be seeing sunrise around 7:37 tomorrow morning. Like seeing those warmer temperatures and longer days coming into effect. Like I said, tomorrow, mostly just rain, but could potentially see some snow tomorrow with a high of 38 tomorrow and a low of 24. So definitely cooling back off overnight again. Saturday, mostly clouds. Might see a little bit of sunshine, really just based on what that storm does. High of 45, low of 34. Sunday, high of 56, low of 37. Monday, more rain moving in the area. High of 49, low of 28. Tuesday, high of 38, low of 27.
This year, Morehead State University cheerleading team brought home 2 more national titles. Newscenter took a more in-depth look at this year's squad.
Recently, Morehead State University co-ed cheerleading team traveled to Orlando, Florida to compete in the Universal Cheerleaders Association College National Championship, adding national championship titles 33 and 34 to the Eagle cheerleading program. Morehead State University cheerleading coach Bill Mayo was more than pleased with his team's win at Nationals.
I'm in this gym 7 days a week. I'm with these kids more than twice a day during national season. Watching them come home with a national championship, a partner stunt national championship, a fantastic placing in the all-girl division and the all-girl group stunt, it feels very accomplished to know that all the work they put in and all the hours that they put in and the blood, sweat, I know that's cliche, blood, sweat, and tears, but all of their bodies that they gave this program, I feel as a coach that they accomplished what they set out to do.
Members of the co-ed team, Bridget Razum and Ronnie Patrick, were a dynamic duo placing first in the partner stunt division.
The routine that we prepared had a lot of difficulty to it, so we just wanted to hit it cleanly and show off to the crowd.
We practiced with the team, and then those are 2 days, and then coming in outside of practice was like the hard part because you were tired, you were sore. So I'd say relieved, all the stress was gone.
Bill Mayo and the co-ed squad will continue practicing and working hard in hopes to make a repeat in 2014.
Morehead State soccer coach Warren Lipka has recently signed a new deal to continue coaching the Eagles. Lipka has received a contract extension through the 2015 season. Coach Lipka is also a multiple-time recipient of the Ohio Valley Conference Soccer Coach of the Year award and led the team to its first regular season championship in 2009. Lipka expressed gratitude for being resigned and is looking for increased success in the coming season. Morehead State women's basketball Eagles fell Monday 59-45 to the Belmont Bruins. The Lady Eagles held a halftime lead but could not hold off the Bruins, who limited the Eagles to only 14 second-half points. With the loss of the Eagles now stand at an 8-16 overall record and a record of 4-6 in OVC play. Morehead State returns home Saturday and face rival Eastern Kentucky at 5:15 p.m. Live stats, audio, and video will also be available at MSU.com. And now for Newscenter's famous sports trivia. John Harbaugh, coach of the NFL Baltimore Ravens, recently won the 47th Super Bowl. Harbaugh, former Morehead State assistant football coach, coached during what year here at Morehead State? Is the answer A, 1988, B, 2000, C, 1980, or D, 1999? Which year do you guys think?
I think it's D, 1999.
It does go far back.
I'm going to have to say it was 1988 an option. I'm going to go with that.
That was A.
Okay, I'm going to go with A.
I think I'm going to go with 88 too.
That's the correct answer. The actual answer is A, 1988. But not only was he an assistant coach here, but he was also the strength and conditioning trainer while here. And also, his father, Jack Harbaugh, was an assistant coach here as well, but in 1967. And that was his first, collegiate position. And as plenty of you all have heard, him and his brother, John Harbaugh, were also in the Super Bowl together, going head and head. We'll be right back after the break.
Discipline. Leadership. Strength. Enroll in Morehead State Army ROTC today and become an Army officer. Morehead State ROTC. Leadership Excellence. Located in Button Auditorium.
Due to the recent outbreak of shootings across the country, Newscenter's Scott Swiger hit the streets to ask students if they feel safe on their campus.
I feel like Morehead has a pretty safe campus. I think we're rated #1, something like that. And I feel like I feel comfortable and safe on campus.
We need to have more safety. Anyone can drive around and get access to our campus, especially at the Red Center and the library and everything.
I feel like our campus is pretty safe. We have round-the-clock policemen. There's pretty much any time of the day, doesn't matter. In the morning, there's pretty much somebody on campus that could help us if we're in a dangerous situation. And we all have like different techniques and stuff that I've been taught while I've been here at Morehead's campus and not so much in high school, that if somebody does come in, the right things to do that will help you as an individual in the class.
I feel pretty safe at our campus. I don't feel in danger at any time.
Safety on our campus. Well, I feel like our campus is pretty safe. To increase safety on our campus, I guess ban assault rifles, make it harder to get these weapons.
I feel absolutely safe on this campus. I've never been scared for my life at the hands of any person. I think I've been more fearful of weather, of getting hit by a car. I have no fear of gun violence on this campus.
Andy Barr was elected to U.S. Congress in November. Now another MSU professor may be on their way to Washington. Newscenter's Hardy Breeden talked to the professor.
Dr. Michael Hale of the Department of Public Affairs was nominated to the Harry S. Truman Board of Trustees in Washington, D.C. This makes him the second MSU professor with Washington in their sights, the first being Andy Barr in November. Newscenter spoke with Dr. Hale about his nomination, which is still under review by the U.S. Senate.
It was a real honor to be asked to do this and to be recommended for it. The Truman Scholars have long been very prestigious awards, and it's a very elite award to get and very prestigious, and I'm really honored to be considered to be a part of the governance of that program.
Hale, however, has no plans of leaving MSU anytime soon, and his responsibilities would be speaking for those involved in higher education.
It's not a full-time appointment. I'll continue to serve here as a professor of government and direct our graduate programs. I'm very honored to be considered for this. Nationally, there were 54 Truman Scholars selected last year out of about almost 600 applicants. And 292 universities and colleges nominated students for the award. People in their junior year of college are considered for it. It provides pretty much a full funding for their graduate and postgraduate studies. It's great for Morehead State and great for the Commonwealth. I would serve on this board. Every member of the board has a certain category they serve. I would be serving as the representative of higher education, speaking on behalf of faculty and students in higher education across the country. And I take that responsibility very seriously and would hope to get to have this opportunity again.
Reporting for Newscenter, this is Hardy Breeding.
Liza Strong has been a trending topic on many students' Twitter feeds here at MSU. Newscenter recently spoke with students and faculty about the campus-wide support of one student's battle against cancer.
On December 21, 2012, MSU senior Liza Angelicio faced life-changing news. After being diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia, Liza was touched by the overwhelming support from her friends, family, and her peers at Morehead State.
I think the campus response to Liza's situation has actually been very impressive to me. We always talk about the family of Morehead State University, and to me that's what we're about. And when we heard the unfortunate news of her cancer situation, it was impressive to me to see the Twitter messages, to see the social media messages just coming out with Liza Strong and being able to say, we're there, we care for you. I know a number of our students went to the hospital and spent time with her and visited her and tried to help keep her spirits high. And so to me, it's what Morehead State University is about. One of our family members is in need and has some health concerns, and students stepped up, faculty stepped up, staff stepped up to just send words of encouragement, positive vibes, visiting, and so trying to help Liza understand we're here for her, we love her, we appreciate her, and we just want her to know that we care about her. And to me, that's Morehead State University in a nutshell, just that overwhelming support via social media or via personal visits, just letting people know we care about her.
Next Thursday, February 14th from 10 to 4, Chi Omega Sorority will be doing their part to help. MSU senior Taylor Shepard told Newscenter more.
We're doing this to raise awareness for bone marrow transplants, and we hope that you all can come out and be a donor.
In response to the thoughts, prayers, and support from everyone around her, Liza told Newscenter, "This unfortunate situation has taught her so much about herself and the person that she is. She knows people say that she has inspired them throughout this whole process, but everyone has inspired her to be a better person." Reporting from Newscenter, I'm Bonnie Daly.
Thank you, and good night.